Americans are so broke and they don't even realize it. I always get Americans tell me, oh, but people in Mexico only make $20 a day. You can get a full meal here for $2. The metro in Mexico City costs 5 pesos, which is like 25 cents. I can go to the market right now and buy 3 kilos of mangoes for like $2. Yeah, people make less money here, but the cost of living is also lower. Americans think that everywhere is like the US. Now, check this out. Let's say you live in the US and you make $3,500 a month after taxes. I'm being generous. Rent, 2,000. Car payment, 500. Car insurance, 200. Health insurance, 200. Phone bill, 100. Wi-Fi bill, 50. Light bill, 150. Water bill, 100. What's the point of making more money if you don't get to keep any of it? Who cares if you make $4,000 a month if you don't get to keep any of it? 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes half of six-figure earners. 80% of you guys are in debt and don't own anything, and half of you guys don't even have $500 in your savings account. But let's call other countries poor and let's call other people poor. Living paycheck to paycheck your whole life and being in debt your whole life should be considered poverty, but it's not. And I know this is gonna hurt a lot of Americans, but it's the truth. The US system wants you to spend every waking moment of your life working and paying into a system that will never benefit you. Slaving away your whole life just to be retired for a measly 10 years. At least here in Mexico, we own our things, we own our houses, we own our cars, we're not in debt. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Let me know what you guys think.
The vast majority of Americans are in debt and are going to stay in debt. You see, the lifestyle that the average American lives is living off of debt. Okay. That is the new currency of the United States is debt. You have people paying groceries, paying their rent, their utilities off of things like Klarna, right? You split your rent one day, and then towards the end of the month you pay rent the rest of the rent that day, right? That is the society that we live in as Americans. Okay. And then you have people who would rather spend their last $100 going on spring break or going to turn up in at Miami Beach or Disneyland or something like that, rather than use that money to invest or use that money to buy groceries or use that money to find a way to eat. They would rather go and party it up and then come back and try to figure out what they're going to do for food when they get back, right? That is the society that we live in, and that's why I keep saying there is no saving this country, right? The country itself is already $36 trillion in debt. And every 100 days, another trillion gets added onto the national debt. And some people want to sit here and get mad when you tell the truth about the state of the United States. That right there goes to show you the mindset that Americans have. Everybody is distracted right now about about the World Cup, right? Everybody is just tuned into the World Cup. Nobody's really paying attention to what's really going on in the world. Everybody just, oh yeah, it's the World Cup. America, turn up, do this, do that, right? That's what everybody is on right now. Europeans, people from other countries, foreigners, they're all talking about, oh man, like America's so great. We've been lied to. No, I promise you, you have not been lied to. I promise you to all of you foreigners out there, you have not been lied to about what you see on your local TV's news network about the United States. Right now, you are seeing the United States in vacation mode, in luxury mode, in leisure mode, which is why obviously you're going to see the best versions of the United States, right? You're seeing all the best parts. You're seeing all the best foods. You're seeing all the best, booze and alcohol. You're seeing all the best parts of the United States because it's hosting the FIFA World Cup. This is not the United States every single day on a daily basis. Now, do we have, barbecue and things like that? Yes, we do. But if you really want to see what America's really like, get an F1 visa, or I think it's like a F1 visa or like a HB visa or whatever the visa it is, the working visa to come over here, get a permanent job here, get permanent residence here, earn the American wages, live in a major city or something like that, and then you will see how Americans truly live. Because all this FIFA World Cup stuff, all this tourist stuff, this is not real America. Okay, this is just tourist party luxury United States right now. Okay, most Americans are faking it. Most Americans do not have a means to pay their bills and are eating breadcrumbs and scraps until they get paid at the 15th of the month, right? What's today? Today is, or the first, it's June 23rd, right? The first of the month. Most Americans are still in debt. They just pay the majority of their bills, right? And they barely have enough food or money to survive them onto the next payday. Most Americans are living, surviving, waiting. They're working and living for that next paycheck, barely able to survive. Sometimes, like, we are living in a society where prices go up, but wages stay the same. Okay, that's why you have so many people ready to crash out. You have so many people making videos in their cars, just thinking to themselves, yelling out loud, like, "What are we doing? Like, what kind of lifestyle is this?" Right? We're continuing to live a life that doesn't serve us. We're continuing to live a life where we just, we're slaves. We're slaves to the modern system, the modern society. Right? That is the direction that we as Americans find ourselves in at this stage in society. And this is only going to get worse. Okay, this is only going to get worse, and most people truly are going to be left behind because they're still playing by the same set of rules, right? Most people are still thinking that the government is coming to save them. Most people still think that, oh, all we got to do is change the administration during during these midterms. All we got to do, wait for the midterms. All we got to do is this. All we got to do is rely on somebody else. That has been the story of Americans for the longest time. Let's just wait for somebody else to do it, for somebody else to come save us. Let's just wait for somebody to come bail us out. Somebody's going to fix it instead of taking initiative and doing it yourself. See, I don't know about the rest of the people in this country or the rest of the people or the rest of the world for this matter, but I would rather bet on myself. I would rather bet on myself and fail rather than go and rely on a government or a system that I know is not going to come save me. They never have and they never will. And I think that's the harsh reality that most people don't want to accept. They're still living in this delusional fantasy land, thinking that people or the government is going to come save them. The administration is going to come save them out of their debt, is going to come, figure out a way to get them out of the bad situation, the bad predicament that they're in right now. And I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen, right? People are stuck. People are unsure. People are faking it. Most people are faking it right now. And quite frankly, I think that's the reason why, right? Like people are still trying to just put on this face like, oh, everything's going to be okay. We're going to be fine, right? I think that most people really realize and understand the truth of the matter. But it's just some people, once you realize that, you don't know what to do with that information, right? Some people will actually take action, like the movers, the people who are the creatives, the innovators. Those people are actually going to do something. They see their situation, they realize the truth of what's going on in the world, and they're like, you know what, this really is happening. Like this is, we are living in perilous times. We are living in times of change where the rules have changed, and if I don't adapt, then I'm going to be left behind. We have people like that who are actually trying to change their circumstances in life, but the vast majority of people, especially in the United States, that's not how people think. They're like, you know what? I don't see it, and it's not really affecting me right now. So, I'm just going to continue to watch the World Cup and pretend like nothing's going on, and I'm going to party it up with these foreigners who are over here for a month and a half, and then they're going to go back and they're going to live their lives, and I'm going to live my life, going back to my slave job and you know, continue to wait for somebody to come save me. That's how most people are thinking. And, in reality, when I really think about it as well, I think that most people aren't able to fathom when they hear that truth. So they decide to hide under a mask and pretend like everything's going to be all right. But the crash outs in the video crash outs in cars say otherwise, you know? And this is the direction. It's only going to get worse because we are living in time. Mark my words, 2026, this is the time. Right now is the last normal year to get your life in order, to fix your life, to try and do something to save your life. And we're already in we're already in July, about to be in July. It's the end of June. We're halfway done with the year. Come 2027, watch. 2028, 2029. Don't even get me started on 2030, Agenda 2030. It'll be too late by then. You already see people being replaced. You already see people not even trying, just giving up on life. Like, you see the amount of people that have checked out of society and don't even want to participate anymore. So the question is, you really have to ask yourself, where do you want to be? Do you want to be somebody who is going to take life by the horns, take their own life by the horns, and actually survive, actually live and not just survive? You got to ask yourself that question, because time's running out and it's only going to get worse. Don't be one of those people that's going to be in debt. Don't be those people who is just going to not be able to fix their lives to survive. This is the time now to create something, to learn coding, learn how to use AI to your advantage, learn how to cook, learn how to be the best in whatever it is you're doing. Even if you're working a 9 to 5 right now, even if you are doing that right now, learn to be the best at it and then plan your exit from that 9 to 5 to be able to create the life that you want to live. Okay? Don't just stay there forever. Don't get comfortable. Don't become stagnant. Actually create something while you use you hear it all the time. Use your 9 to 5 to create the life that you want to live. Right? Do your 9 to 5, right? I understand we all have bills, we all have to survive, but use that to get out of the predicament you're in. Create something. This is the time for the creators. This is the time for the innovators. This is the time for those who want to change and fix their lives. But you only have a small period of time because time's running out. I'll see you guys in the next video.